What's up guys, this is Sun Warrior 2 and today I'll be talking about the newly updated Dragons B10 guide. Okay, so this team today I'm going to introduce a team on how to clear Dragons B10, and I'm going to show you how to rune that team as well. So just a disclaimer, this team is for beginners who have just recently cleared Giants B10 from the Giants B10 guide I did last week, I think. Yeah, from the Giants dungeon guide that I did last week. So today I'll be talking about how to clear Dragons B10. So starting off, we will start off with the Dragon's info. The dragon has 3 skills: Enraged Roar, attacks all enemies and inflicts continuous damage for 3 turns. Damage increases if the enemy is suffering a harmful effect. So this skill is very fatal if you don't have a cleanser. So you need to have a monster that can remove harmful effects on your whole team, so that the dragon doesn't deal that extra damage. Second skill, Disaster. When a tower is destroyed, dragon deals a deadly counterattack to the one that took the last blow. So the second skill is very deadly, and it can actually kill many monsters in one shot. So make sure that all your monsters are attacking the dragon instead of the crystals, because I know many beginners, they make a mistake of attacking the crystals first because the tutorial asks them to attack the crystals. So attack the dragon first instead of attacking the crystal. Next thing, Dragon's Fury, passive. Attack power increases greatly when HP is lower than 30%. So it's actually very annoying. So this passive is very annoying because the dragon's base attack is already very high. So even without that base attack, without it, the dragon's base attack is already very high. So try to use either attack break or slow plus attack bar reduction to counter this. So you have, this is the B5 one. Okay, so you have the 2 crystals on the side. Poisonous Crystal inflicts continuous damage to all enemies for 3 turns. So it actually helps to complement the first skill. So like I said, use a cleanse monster so that you can remove that continuous damage and you don't need to deal with that extra damage on his first skill. So second crystal is the Immunity Crystal. Removes the harmful effect on the boss and grants immunity for 3 turns. So it would be better to get all your monsters to have at least 30 to 45 accuracy, so that you don't have to take forever just to get your debuff in on the dragon. And secondly, you need a stripper monster on your team so that you can remove the immunity buff from the dragon and deal that defense break plus DPS or those dots, yeah, and kill the dragon. So I'm gonna introduce you to a team. This team I'm going to introduce you to is actually a more stable team, and it relies mostly on Veramos dealing the damage from his dots on his first skill. Like I said, I am gonna keep this brief. I'm gonna try and keep this brief, so I'm not gonna show you any clears today, but I also gonna keep this a lot more brief by not showing you the runes of those monsters like Veramos, Beladian, etc. that I have already shown in the Giants B10 dungeon guide. So if you want to check those runes out, go and check them out in the Giants B10 dungeon guide, because if you're runing your Veramos or your Beladian like randomly, it's probably not going to be effective in Giants B10 as well. So yeah, keep that in mind. So first up, we're gonna talk about Vertihile. So Vertihile, I know he's a very sought after meta monster. Pros always say Vertihile is amazing, and I know some of you watch SWC 2019, SWC 2018, and you see a lot of people using Vertihile in arena offense, arena defense, and PvP. So Vertihile I know a lot of people use them, but I'm not sure whether you know why they use them. So Vertihile, he's very versatile, specifically because of his passive Boiling Blood. Your critical hits increase your attack bars of all allies by 20%. So it actually helps because each of his skills are double hit skills. Yeah? Vampire Bat attacks 2 times, Noble Agreement strikes 2 strong blows. So it helps to improve the speed and make sure that your team attacks a lot more than the boss. Plus, Leader skill has attack speed, increases attack speed of ally monsters in dungeons by 28%. Attack speed leaders are actually pretty rare, so keep this in mind. Use this monster as leader so that you can have an increased attack speed. And I'm now gonna show you how to rune Vertihile. So Vertihile, always, unless you already have a crit rate of 100% without the stat of the blade, without the blade set rune, you can go, unless you already have that, always go with Violent Blade with speed, crit rate, and HP. Vertihile, although you can see is an attack type monster, it's actually more of a support rather than an attack type. So go for HP rather than that attack, because you want Vertihile to be more tanky. I don't think you want your Vertihile to be like, oh, I'm just going to attack, deal damage, then finally, when the dragon attacks, dies in one shot. Yeah, I don't think you want your Vertihile to do that, especially when it's the one speeding up your whole team. So, next up, you'll have to take note that Vertihile needs to have 100% crit rate. So 100% crit rate, always the first thing. Before that HP, always make sure his crit rate is 100%, so that he can speed up your team endlessly. Because every skill is 2 hits. So just make sure that every time he attacks, it's always 100% crit rate. Just make sure it's 100%. Easy, not too hard. Yeah? So that every time he attacks is actually a critical hit and you speed up your team. And also make sure that his speed is at least 140, so that, yeah, make sure his speed is at least 140 or 145, somewhere there, so that he is either last or second last in the team and can speed up the first monster that goes first, which in this team will most likely be Spectra. Oh, god damn it. Which will most likely be Spectra. Spectra here. So Spectra is the Fire Griffon. I know some of you go on summoning sessions and you go, oh, I summoned a Fire Griffon. Looks like trash, doesn't have any good skills. Yeah, I'm gonna feed it. Okay, Fire Griffons not necessarily useless. So Fire Griffons, they only get their 3rd skill after they are awakened. So just, yeah, keep it, because it's useful in a beginner Dragons B10 team. Plus, it also has the fastest base speed in the entire game. I'm serious. Spectra has the highest base speed of all monsters in the entire game. Highest base speed of 126. So use a Spectra. Plus, it has an AoE slow and reduced attack bar on his 3rd skill, which actually helps with the first 3 waves, because you don't want your team to be going, oh, I'm gonna die on the first 3 waves. Then when you go to the boss stage, you'll be like, oh, I only have two monsters left. The 2 to 3 monsters is not gonna survive the boss, man. I'm serious. It's not gonna survive the boss and clear the dungeon. So don't use a Spectra. Make sure that Spectra is nice and fast and always starts first, so that Spectra can apply that attack. Spectra can apply that attack bar reduction and that slow. Plus, also make sure your Spectra has about 30 to 45% accuracy to make sure that it will apply that slow effectively, the AoE slow effectively. So Spectra, he will be using Swift Focus, but yeah, I'm not using focus because I don't have the right rune. So swift focus, usually using swift focus to make sure that Spectra has the right accuracy and the right HP to go in, and he has at least 190 speed. It's easy to get 190 speed actually, because with Swift you actually have you have 25% speed, extra 25% speed. So it's actually easy to get that 190 because of Swift and speed first stat. So yeah, it's actually pretty easy, and speed substats here. Yeah, speed substats. So it's actually quite easy. Then Spectra will go with speed, HP, so that your Spectra is nice and tanky and can survive all those hits from the dragon and from those first 3 waves of the boss. First 3 waves before the boss, yeah? And yeah, I think that's kind of it for Spectra. That's technically how you rune it, and just make sure that your Spectra has about 190 speed and starts first in your whole team no matter what. Then we will go in with Veramos. Veramos, I think I started off on Veramos in the Giants B10 team, so I'm not gonna emphasize too much on him. His runings same as in Giants B10: Violent Energy, Speed, HP, Substat, Speed, HP, and Accuracy, and Slight Accuracy. So actually there's only one skill there's actually 2 skills only that's useful in Dragons B10, which is his passive, which actually cleanses, which will actually help to cleanse the continuous damage from the poisonous crystal and from the boss's first attack. And it also gives a slight heal. Yeah, so it's only useful as a cleanse monster and as a dotting monster from his first skill, which applies continuous damage for 2 turns with a 50% chance with every attack. So technically Veramos is only useful for his first and his passive skill. Yeah. So Veramos, like I said, Veramos should be at least about 160 to 170 speed. So just make sure Veramos is somewhere there, and start somewhere in the center. After Lauren. Yeah, after Lauren. So I'm not gonna emphasize too much. I'm gonna move on. Next monster will be Lauren. Lauren, I've introduced her already in the beginner's tips, but I didn't really introduce her very thoroughly, so I'm gonna go into depth this time. For Lauren, she's very useful specifically because of her passive. Chaser, every attack she goes has a 20, actually decreases the enemy's attack bar by 20% and goes in for an defense break with a 75% chance. So she actually defense breaks everything she touches. Yeah. Plus, third skill actually has a slow, so she can go for a maximum of a 60% attack bar reduction, slow, defense, and defense break, which is useful when making sure that the dragon doesn't attack. And finally, you have her second skill, which has a strip, yeah, to strip that immunity buff from the dragon. So, strips that immunity buff from the dragon, plus it also has a defense break as well, because of her passive, every attack deals defense break. So yeah. Plus, you want to have Lauren to have at least about 40%, definitely at least 40% accuracy. As you can see, I have 84%. And you want Lauren to start off at about 175. Like you can see, mine is exactly 175. So Lauren is about 175 to 180. Start with speed about 175 to 180 with Swift Focus. Actually, Lauren is very versatile. You can ruin her Swift Focus, Swift Energy, Violent Focus, or Violent Energy in like all situations, because Lauren she's very relevant in everything from arena offense, arena defense, guild offense, guild defense, siege offense, siege defense, and even in Rift. Yeah, so Lauren, you can ruin her like definitely ruin her either swift or violent. With the other set, you can ruin her either energy or focus. Yeah, but one thing, I'm not ruining her energy or focus because my Lauren is tanky enough and my Lauren has high enough accuracy, at least for Dragons B10. So plus she also has a leader skill of attack power of all ally monsters plus 18%. So other than that, there's nothing much to say about Lauren. Oh yeah, plus Lauren speed HP accuracy or speed HP with substats of definitely speed, HP, and accuracy. Yes, speed, HP, and accuracy. Yeah. So moving on, this is the last monster on our stable Dragons B10 team, which will be Belladien. I've already introduced Belladien in the Giants B10 team. Belladien is very important there. And it's also very important here for the exact same reasons. Belladien backs Lauren up with the defense break because Lauren is a 75% chance for every attack. Belladien is a 100% chance for his first attack. For his first skill. 100% chance, so make sure Belladien has at least 40% accuracy. So, actually backs Lauren up with her defense break, and also backs Lauren up, second skill, backs Lauren up with her strip, because it's 100% strip as well. Whereas Lauren, it's a 65% for each attack, and Lauren has 2 attacks. So yeah, technically something like that. So, plus Belladien also has attack bar increase of 30%, plus heal of 30% on his third skill. So your team can have more turns than the dragon, and you can take that chance to attack. Finally, Belladien, I'm not going to emphasize too much on his runes. Just remember Swift, Focus, or Swift Energy, Speed, HP, or Swift HP Accuracy. To make sure Belladien is nice and tanky, nice and fast, and Belladien needs at least 160 to 170 to make sure he is slightly faster than your Vertihile. Finally, I will be introducing you to the more offensive team, introducing Lapis. So Lapis, like I've said in the beginner's tips and in Giants B10 guide. So Lapis, technically it's because her first skill, when she's awakened, she actually decreases enemies' attack bar by 25% with every hit with a 50% chance. So it actually decreases your attack bar by up to 75%. Yeah, if you're lucky. Plus, her third skill absorbs 25% of the attack bar. So yeah, it actually absorbs 25% of the attack bar from using her third skill. So it helps to reduce the attack bar of the dragon, which also helps to make sure that the dragon doesn't attack so many times, and so that your team actually attacks more. I'm not going to emphasize too much on Lapis as well, because I introduced her already. So just rune her the same runes that the 6-star plus 15 Vampire Revenge set, they have given you the free ones, yeah? Attack per damage attack, yeah, just put those in and leave it at that. Colleen is a new monster. I've slightly introduced her in the beginner's tips. So Colleen has a defense break, attack break on her first skill, which helps to counter the passive and the dragon's first skill. So it helps to decrease that attack that the dragon deals. It helps to decrease the damage that the dragon deals by reducing the attack of the dragon. Then also has third skill, recovers HP of all allies 25%, increases attack bar for 3 turns. Colleen is usually paired with a DPS monster, and in this case it's paired with Lapis because of this attack buff for 3 turns. Plus also has a 25% heal, 25% HP heal, and it's every 3 turns. So it's short cooldown, good heal, plus attack buff for your DPS monster Lapis, which we have here. So useful here. And Colleen, it's good to use Swift Energy, Speed, HP to make sure that Colleen is nice and tanky and ready for action. But it's only recommended to use Lapis and Colleen if your Lauren has about at least 50 to 60% accuracy and your Lauren is nice and tanky of about 14 to 15k HP. Yeah, because without that you definitely need your Belladine and your Spectra to come in with and back it up, because your Lauren doesn't have enough accuracy. Yeah, so technically that's all I have for today. Like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see any more content, put it in the comment section below. And that's all I have for today. So thanks for watching. This is Sun Warrior 2 signing off.